As a retired doctor who spent over 40 years in the medical field, I have seen countless cases of aging, some inspiring, others deeply saddening. I've watched people in their 80s stroll through life with ease, brimming with energy, vitality, and confidence. And then, I've seen others, barely in their 60s, struggling with their own bodies, each step becoming a monumental challenge. It's a mystery that has puzzled me for years. Why do some people age gracefully, continuing to thrive well into their later years, while others seem to be drained of life far too soon? Let me take you on a journey through this enigma of aging, one that I've dedicated much of my life to understanding. Over the course of my medical career, I have witnessed both the consequences of neglecting one's health and the rewards of adopting simple, everyday habits that promote longevity. You see, it's not magic, nor is it simply a matter of luck. It's something far more profound and within our control: habits, tiny choices made every day that compound over time, either nourishing or draining us. I have worked with individuals who were told that aging is inevitable, that our bodies simply break down over time. But the truth is, many of the ailments we associate with aging are not inevitable. These are not the result of some cruel fate that falls on everyone as they grow older. No, my friends, what truly matters is how we care for ourselves physically, mentally, and emotionally as we journey through life. And here lies the shocking part. Most people don't realize just how much control they have over their aging process. Most seniors, despite the best intentions, are unaware of the 6 golden habits that can drastically change the way they experience the later years of life. These are not vague tips you might hear in casual conversations. These are science-backed practices advocated by top doctors and researchers at institutions like Harvard and the National Institute on Aging. Yet, shockingly, they are often overlooked or dismissed. Why? Because we've been conditioned to believe that aging is something we should just accept, that we are powerless in the face of time's passage. I've seen patients over the years who were resigned to their declining health, convinced that there was nothing more they could do. But I've also seen the miraculous transformations that happen when individuals choose to take small, simple actions daily, when they choose to take back their health, their independence, and their joy. And I'm here today to share these habits with you, not just as a doctor, but as someone who has seen firsthand the incredible impact they can have. These 6 habits are not just for the elderly. They are for anyone who desires to live a longer, stronger, more vibrant life. And if you're over 50, I want you to listen closely, because the key to your best years may just be within your reach. You see, most people think that aging means surrendering their vitality, giving up their independence, and losing the joy they once had. But I'm here to tell you that aging should be about wisdom, freedom, and the ability to live life on your own terms. It should not be about a slow, painful decline. It should be about growing older with purpose, embracing the freedom that comes with wisdom, and still living life with energy and passion. In the next few minutes, I'm going to pull back the curtain on the 6 golden habits that can help you reclaim your health, preserve your freedom, and protect your brain as you age. These habits will not cost you a fortune, nor will they require drastic life changes. They are simple, practical actions that anyone can incorporate into their daily life. It's not about turning back the clock, it's about moving forward, with strength, with vitality, and with confidence. Now, let me ask you, are you ready to take charge of your health? Are you ready to unlock the secrets to aging gracefully, without relying on expensive medications or quick-fix solutions? If so, I encourage you to subscribe to this channel and stay with me, because the best part of your life may just be waiting for you on the other side of these simple, life-changing habits. I know this journey may feel overwhelming at times, but trust me, the first step is the hardest. And once you begin, you'll be amazed at how far you can go. So, let me leave you with this thought as we dive into these powerful habits. What if aging doesn't have to be a time of decline? What if, instead, it's a time of growth, of rediscovery, and of taking your life back into your own hands? Before we move forward, I want to hear from you. Take a moment to think about this question. Which of the following is the most important when it comes to healthy aging? A staying physically active, even if just for 10 minutes a day. Be having access to the latest medical treatments and medications. Drop your answer in the comments below and let me know what you think. I'd love to hear your perspective and by sharing, we can begin a conversation that will help all of us age more gracefully. And before we dive deeper into these golden habits, I ask that you consider subscribing to this channel. By doing so, you're not only helping to support the content that will help guide you through aging with strength, but you're also showing me that these valuable insights are making a difference in your life. Your support will fuel my passion to continue creating videos like this one. Together, we can all age with purpose and with joy. As a retired doctor with over 4 decades of experience, I've seen firsthand the incredible diversity of how we age. And though much of what I've encountered during my years of practice can be explained by science, there's one undeniable truth that always caught me by surprise: the profound effect that our daily habits have on the quality of our lives as we grow older. When we reach the age of 50, society often begins to treat us differently. The idea that aging is simply something to accept, that it's something inevitable like an unavoidable march toward decline, becomes more prevalent. We see it in the media, we hear it in conversations, and for many, it starts to feel like the natural course of life. But here's the thing I've come to realize after many years in the field: aging doesn't have to be a decline at all. In fact, it can be a time of transformation, growth, and yes, even vitality. There's a misconception that once you hit 50, your body and mind begin to deteriorate beyond repair. But the truth is, if you make small, intentional changes and take proactive steps to care for yourself, your 50s, 60s, 70s, and even 80s can be some of the most vibrant years of your life. In fact, the habits you cultivate at 50 are often the most important factors in determining whether you will continue to thrive in your later years or begin to fade far too soon. As a doctor, I've watched many people passively accept the aging process, resigning themselves to it as something they can't change. They give in to the aches and pains, the fatigue, the feeling of being too old to try new things or make new habits. And while it's true that certain aspects of aging, such as the gradual slowdown of metabolism or a natural decrease in bone density, are inevitable, there are countless others that are within our control. What I have found is that the most common and most powerful factor that influences how we age is the choices we make every single day. You see, the body is a remarkable thing. It has an incredible ability to heal, regenerate, and adapt, but it can only do so if we allow it the chance. If we let ourselves slip into patterns of neglect, whether it's not eating the right foods, not staying active, or not taking care of our mental health, we begin to invite decline. It's not that the body is destined to fall apart after a certain age. It's that the habits we form or fail to form during our lives determine how well we age. Many seniors tell me that they simply didn't know how much their daily habits were affecting their health. They didn't realize that something as simple as a 20-minute walk every day could help keep their heart strong, their bones healthy, and their mind sharp. They didn't understand that by eating more whole, natural foods and cutting out processed junk, they could drastically reduce inflammation in their bodies and protect themselves from heart disease, diabetes, and even cognitive decline. But it's not just about taking care of the physical body. As we age, it's just as important to take care of our mental and emotional health. How we think about aging can profoundly impact our quality of life. I've had patients come to me who have resigned themselves to being old, believing that their best years are behind them. And I've had others who, despite the natural effects of aging, continue to live with purpose, passion, and energy well into their 80s. The difference: their mindset, the mindset that aging is an opportunity, not a sentence, can be just as transformative as the physical habits we develop. I've seen it time and time again. People who embrace aging as a time of wisdom, freedom, and possibility are the ones who continue to flourish. They don't wait for their bodies or minds to break down. Instead, they take active steps to preserve and enhance their health. They understand that aging doesn't mean surrendering their independence. It means shifting gears and focusing on what truly matters, living life on their own terms, with vitality, joy, and strength. That's why the habits I'm about to share with you are so critical. They're not just about physical health, they're about your entire well-being. They're about taking control over your life and your aging process, and realizing that you have the power to change the course of your future. When I think about aging, I think about the people I've known in my life who have faced aging with grace, strength, and resilience. These are individuals who didn't simply let the years pile on, one after another. They actively worked to maintain their health, their sense of purpose, and their emotional well-being. They weren't driven by fear of aging, but by a passion for living. And that, my friends, is the secret to healthy aging. The idea that aging is synonymous with decline is simply not true. It is possible to remain healthy, strong, and vibrant well into your 60s, 70s, and beyond. The habits you form now, whether it's committing to a daily walk, eating a more balanced diet, or nurturing your mental health, will determine how you experience the coming years. The question is, are you willing to put in the effort today to ensure a better tomorrow? As a doctor, I've seen so many individuals who waited until it was too late to make these changes. They waited until they were already feeling tired, sluggish, or in pain to make adjustments. But let me tell you, it's much harder to turn things around when the damage has already been done. That's why I'm here to tell you, the time to take charge of your health is now. Don't wait. Don't wait until you feel the weight of aging settling in on your shoulders. The good news is, you don't have to make drastic changes overnight. The small habits you build over time can make all the difference. And once you start, you'll be amazed at how your body responds. Your energy will increase, your mind will become sharper, and your overall quality of life will improve. This isn't just about adding years to your life, it's about adding life to your years. So, I encourage you to start thinking about your health and aging in a different way. Don't accept the narrative that aging means losing yourself. Instead, choose to live with purpose, passion, and vitality, no matter what age you are. Because the secret to healthy aging isn't about waiting for time to pass, it's about taking active steps every day to ensure that you continue to thrive. Are you ready to take control of your future? Are you willing to start making small changes today that will help you live longer, stronger, and more vibrantly? If so, then I invite you to join me on this journey of healthy aging. Together, we can break free from the limitations of age and embrace the freedom and vitality that come with living life on our own terms. So, I'll leave you with this question to ponder. What will your story of aging be? Will you choose to embrace health, vitality, and purpose, or will you let aging pass you by without taking action? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you're doing today to set yourself up for a healthy, vibrant tomorrow. And remember, it's never too late to start making those changes. Aging doesn't have to be about fading away, it can be the time when you finally start living fully. As I sit back now in my retirement, reflecting on decades of practice, one thing is clearer to me than ever before. The secrets to healthy aging don't lie in expensive treatments or magic pills. They don't even rest in extreme diets or strenuous fitness routines that leave us feeling exhausted or discouraged. No, the key to aging with grace, vitality, and independence lies in a set of simple, golden habits that are accessible to everyone, regardless of age or background. I've seen it all in my time as a doctor. I've watched patients walk through my door, anxious about aging and health. Many felt as though they had lost control of their bodies, their minds, and their futures. Others, however, defied those expectations. They took control of their health not with drastic measures, but by making small, intentional choices every day. They were living proof that the right habits can make all the difference. Now, let me share with you the 6 golden habits I've come to believe are the foundation of healthy aging. These habits, backed by years of medical experience and research, are the key to living a longer, healthier, and more vibrant life. The good news is, it's never too late to start, so let's dive in. One of the most fundamental truths I've learned is that movement is life. For years, I watched my patients come in, complaining of stiffness, pain, and discomfort. Some were in their 60s, others in their 80s, but many shared a common thread: they had stopped moving. They had accepted the aches and pains as part of the aging process. But what I've learned over the years, both through research and personal experience, is that our bodies were designed to move. And when we stop moving, that's when the problems begin. I always tell my patients that walking is one of the most powerful tools they have to fight aging. It doesn't require a gym membership, fancy equipment, or extreme dedication. Just a pair of good shoes and a commitment to moving every day. You see, every time we take a step, our bodies respond. Our hearts beat stronger, our lungs expand, and our joints get a chance to stretch and move rather than stiffen. In fact, studies have shown that walking just 30 minutes a day can reduce the risk of heart disease by up to 40%. That's a huge number, a number that can extend your life, make it stronger, and help you stay independent. And the best part, it doesn't have to be hard. A simple walk around the block, or even just pacing the whole way, can make a world of difference. It's not about running marathons or pushing your body to the limit. It's about consistency, the daily habit of moving, which pays off exponentially over time. The second golden habit is one I've witnessed firsthand in countless patients: eating for longevity, not just for convenience. Too many of us fall into the trap of grabbing fast food, frozen meals, or sugary snacks because they're quick and easy. But what we don't realize is that every bite we take sends a message to our bodies telling it to heal, to protect, or, unfortunately, to break down. As we age, our bodies require more support, not less, and what we choose to eat becomes increasingly important. Let me tell you about Evelyn, a woman I treated in her late 60s. When she first came to see me, she was tired, sluggish, and constantly battling high blood pressure. It wasn't until I looked her square in the eye and said, "Evelyn, you're feeding disease, not health," that she realized the truth. She started making one simple change. She began adding more vegetables to every meal. A spinach salad in the morning, roasted carrots for lunch, and leafy greens at dinner. In just 6 months, Evelyn had lost 15 pounds, her blood pressure dropped, and the mental fog that had clouded her mind began to lift. The impact of food on our health as we age is undeniable. Nutrient-dense foods like leafy greens, fatty fish, and whole grains are packed with the vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants our bodies need to stay strong. They reduce inflammation, protect our brains, and boost our immune systems. On the other hand, processed foods, packed with salt, sugar, and unhealthy fats, can accelerate aging, dull our thinking, and weaken our bodies. As we grow older, it's easy to feel as though our minds are slipping. I've had so many patients express concern about forgetfulness or mental fog. It's natural to worry about the potential for cognitive decline, but let me share something with you. Mental decline is not a given. In fact, your brain can stay sharp for decades if you nurture it the way you would your body. Just like your muscles, your brain needs exercise. If you stop using it, it starts to weaken. But if you keep challenging your mind, learning new things, and staying engaged, it stays vibrant and alive. One of the simplest and most effective ways to keep your mind sharp is by reading. Whether it's a novel, a newspaper, or even a cookbook, reading requires your brain to focus, process, and remember. It's like lifting weights for your mind, and don't stop there. Engage in puzzles, crosswords, and games that challenge your problem-solving skills. The more you use your brain, the more it will grow, creating new connections and pathways that support memory and focus. Learning something new can also do wonders for your mind. I remember Martha, a retired schoolteacher who came to me at the age of 70, worried that she was losing her memory. I suggested she start reading a bit each day and playing word games on her tablet. She was hesitant at first but decided to give it a try. Within months, she felt like her mind had woken up, her focus improved, and she felt more present and engaged in life than she had in years. It's amazing what a little mental exercise can do, and the best part, it doesn't require hours a day, it just requires consistency. As we age, one of the most pressing concerns we face is maintaining our physical strength. As we get older, our muscles naturally start to lose mass and strength. This condition, known as sarcopenia, begins as early as our 40s and can accelerate after 60. But here's the good news: you can slow, stop, and even reverse muscle loss. You don't need to spend hours in the gym or lift heavy weights. Simple, resistance-based exercises can help you maintain and rebuild your strength. Let me share the story of Alan, a 74-year-old retired postman. After a minor fall at the grocery store, his doctor warned him that his muscles were weakening and he was at risk for more injuries. Instead of succumbing to the idea that aging meant getting weaker, Alan started doing 5-minute resistance exercises every day, wall push-ups, squats, and light dumbbell lifts. 3 months later, not only was he steadier on his feet, but he was stronger than he had been in years. He could get up from his recliner without struggling, carry groceries without discomfort, and climb stairs without relying on the railing. Strength training isn't just for building bulky muscles. It's about maintaining the muscles you already have, which is critical for staying independent as you age. Strong muscles reduce the risk of falls, improve balance, and keep you feeling confident. It's never too late to start, and the sooner you begin, the more you'll benefit. The fifth golden habit is something often overlooked: social connection. As we age, it's easy to become isolated. Our children move away, our friends pass on, and we begin to retreat into ourselves. But loneliness is a powerful and often damaging force. Research has shown that chronic loneliness can increase the risk of early death by 26%, which is equivalent to smoking 15 cigarettes a day. Loneliness raises stress levels, weakens the immune system, and accelerates cognitive decline. But here's the good news: you don't have to be alone. Social connections are not just a luxury, they are a vital part of healthy aging. I've seen it firsthand with patients like Carolyn, a 76-year-old widow who joined a local book club after feeling isolated for years. She had no idea how much she missed having someone to talk to, share stories with, and laugh alongside. Her health improved dramatically. Her mood lifted, her stress levels dropped, and she felt more connected to the world around her. Finally, there is one habit that, above all others, is crucial to healthy aging: sleep. Sleep isn't just a luxury, it's the body's nightly repair shop. Without good sleep, nothing else works. Your body can't regenerate, your brain can't consolidate memories, and your mood plummets. Yet as we age, sleep can become more elusive. We wake up more often during the night, have trouble falling asleep, or simply don't sleep deeply enough. Michael, a 67-year-old from Colorado, came to me complaining of poor sleep. He was waking up 3 or 4 times a night, and he felt exhausted throughout the day. His doctor prescribed sleep medications, but they left him feeling groggy. It wasn't until Michael changed his nighttime routine: no screens after 8 p.m., gentle stretching before bed, and going to sleep at the same time every night that his sleep improved. Within weeks, his blood pressure dropped, he had more energy, and he felt more mentally clear. Deep sleep is essential for your body to repair itself and for your brain to stay sharp. When you sleep well, you wake up ready to tackle the day with energy and focus. The key is consistency. Creating a calming bedtime routine and sticking to a regular sleep schedule can make all the difference in your overall health and well-being. These 6 golden habits: walking, eating right, keeping your mind fit, staying strong, maintaining social connections, and getting deep sleep are simple yet powerful. They don't require extreme effort, expensive treatments, or complicated routines. They just require consistency, patience, and a willingness to take control of your health. And if you begin today, you'll be amazed at the difference these small, daily habits can make in the quality of your life. As I sit in the quiet of my study, reflecting on my years as a doctor, I am reminded time and time again of one truth that has stood the test of time: the smallest actions, when practiced consistently, have the power to transform lives. In all my years of treating patients, one thing became overwhelmingly clear to me: the biggest difference between those who thrive as they age and those who fade too soon is not about genetics, wealth, or luck. It's about the simple habits they cultivate day after day, year after year. I've had the privilege of working with so many individuals, and over the years, I've watched some make remarkable comebacks. They weren't extraordinary cases, they weren't born with special gifts. They simply took control of their health by making small changes, simple habits, that grew into life-altering transformations. Whether it was something as straightforward as walking a few minutes each day or adjusting their diet to include more whole foods, these small habits became their foundation for a healthier, longer life. It's easy to dismiss the power of small habits. We live in a world that rewards quick fixes, overnight transformations, and promises of instant results. The idea that tiny, everyday actions could lead to profound changes may seem too simple to believe. But let me tell you, from a lifetime of experience, There is incredible power in the consistent application of small, positive changes. They add up, and one day, you wake up to realize that these tiny habits have built a life full of health, vitality, and joy. I've seen too many people ignore this truth, waiting for some magical solution to arrive. They go from one diet to the next, from one supplement to another, looking for that one thing that will change everything. But what they fail to realize is that the most impactful changes often don't come from drastic, short-term solutions. They come from what you do every day. They come from the habits you create in the quiet moments of your life. Those moments when you choose to get up and walk, even if it's just for 10 minutes. When you choose to eat more vegetables instead of processed snacks. When you make time to connect with others, even when it feels easier to stay in isolation. These habits don't have to be grand or complex. In fact, they can be incredibly simple. But it's the consistency with which you practice them that brings the most profound results. The true power lies in showing up for yourself every single day, in the small choices that you make. Over time, these seemingly insignificant decisions compound, and before you know it, you've built a foundation of health that serves you for decades. I've seen it happen, time and time again. Let's be honest, aging is a natural process, and it comes with challenges. Our bodies change, we experience physical limitations that we never anticipated. But here's the key. Just because aging is inevitable doesn't mean that we have to surrender to it passively. It doesn't mean we have to accept a slow decline. In fact, by taking charge of our daily habits, we can age with strength, clarity, and joy. I've seen people in their 80s who are still vibrant, strong, and independent not because of luck, but because of the choices they made years earlier. They didn't wait for their bodies to fall apart. They took action, consistently, to preserve their health. There's an old saying that the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago, the second best time is now. It's the same with your health. If you're looking back and feeling as though you've missed opportunities to take better care of yourself, don't despair. The best time to start is right now, even if you're in your 60s, 70s, or 80s. It's never too late to begin making small changes that will set you on the path to better health. I remember a patient of mine, Jack, who came to me in his mid-70s. He had been living with chronic pain and fatigue for years, believing that it was just part of getting older, but one day, something shifted in him. He decided that he wasn't going to accept this as his fate. He started walking every day. At first, it was just 10 minutes around the block. But as the days turned into weeks and then months, he began to feel stronger, his energy levels increased. His joints didn't ache as much, his mind became clearer. What began as a small, simple habit transformed his entire life. And this wasn't some extraordinary case, this was just Jack, a regular person, taking control of his health with the simplest of actions. These small habits are the building blocks of a life well lived, especially as we age. They may not seem like much in the moment, but over time, they become your greatest allies. You see, aging doesn't have to be a time of decline, it can be a time of growth. As we grow older, we often gain wisdom, insight, and a deeper understanding of what truly matters. And with the right habits, we can continue to flourish physically, mentally, and emotionally. This is the essence of healthy aging, not trying to turn back the clock, but rather embracing the process with intention, with purpose, and with small, daily actions that empower us to live our best lives. It's about making the choice every day to care for yourself, to honor your body, and to nurture your mind and soul. It's about living your life with vitality and strength, regardless of your age. So, I encourage you to reflect on your own life. What small habits can you begin to implement today? It doesn't have to be anything complicated. Maybe it's walking for 10 minutes a day, eating more whole foods, or reaching out to a friend for a chat. The power of these habits lies not in their complexity, but in their consistency. Each small step you take brings you closer to the vibrant, healthy future you deserve. Remember, healthy aging isn't about perfection, it's about progress. It's about taking responsibility for your health and making intentional choices that serve you. The small habits you form today will shape your tomorrow, and they'll help you age with strength, clarity, and joy. As a doctor who has dedicated his life to helping people live better, I can tell you this: The secret to aging gracefully lies not in dramatic changes, but in the quiet, consistent choices we make every day. And it's never too late to start, so take that first step. Commit to a small habit today, and watch as it transforms your life over time. Let's embrace the power of small habits. Let's choose to live well, today and every day, as we journey through this beautiful process of aging. As a retired doctor, I've spent my career not only treating patients, but also learning from them. One of the most profound lessons I've gathered over the years is the power of shared experiences, the way that when we open up and talk about our lives, our struggles, and our triumphs, we often find that we are not alone. That's why, as I reflect on all the things I've shared with you today about aging and health, I want to hear from you. It's not just about me speaking to you, it's about creating a conversation, a community where we can support each other, share knowledge, and inspire one another to make healthier, more purposeful choices. So, I ask you to take a moment and truly think about your own life. What's the one small habit you've started recently that has made you feel more alive? Is it going for a walk every morning, choosing to eat a little more fruit, or perhaps calling a friend just to check in and share a laugh? The beauty of healthy aging is that it's not about one big, dramatic change. It's about these little, consistent choices we make every day that have the power to completely transform how we experience life. I know many of you are in different stages of life, and some of you might be in your 60s, 70s, or beyond. You might have found yourselves wondering, am I too old to change? I'm here to tell you no, you're never too old. It's never too late to start, and even the smallest change can make a world of difference. Whether you're just beginning this journey of healthier aging or you've been working on it for years, you can always improve. And in doing so, you'll not only enhance your own life but inspire those around you to do the same. Let me tell you something from my years of practice. The most powerful change I've seen in my patients wasn't from expensive treatments or complicated regimens. It was when they made the decision to take control of their daily habits, when they stopped waiting for someone else to fix things for them and instead started making small choices for themselves. It was when they made the decision to get up, to move, to eat better, to connect with others, and to prioritize their health every day. That is when I saw true transformation, not just in their bodies, but in their minds and spirits. That is the secret to aging well, taking consistent action in the right direction. Now, I want you to take part in this journey. Let's make it a shared experience. I want you to share with me, in the comments below, the small habit that you've committed to recently that's made you feel more alive, more connected to your health, or simply more present. Perhaps it's a habit you've just started, or maybe it's one that has been part of your routine for a while. Maybe you've noticed that going for a walk after dinner helps you sleep better, or that drinking more water has made you feel more energized. Whatever it is, I want to hear from you. I want you to share your story, because your experience matters, and it could inspire someone else to take that first step. By sharing, you're not only helping to build a community of support, but you're also giving yourself a moment to reflect on the changes you've made. Often, when we are caught up in the busyness of life, we forget to acknowledge the positive steps we've taken. So take a moment, write it down, and let us all learn from each other's journeys. But there's more to it than just sharing a story. I want you to take this a step further. In the comments, I'm going to ask you a question that could shift the way you approach your health from here on out. The question is simple, but it can have a profound impact on how you think about aging and what actions you'll take moving forward. So here it is. What do you think is more important for healthy aging? A small, consistent habits practiced every day. Be waiting for the perfect time to make big changes. Now, take a moment to really think about it. Is it the small, everyday habits that add up over time? Or do you believe it's the big, dramatic changes that will have the most significant impact? I want you to share your answer with me in the comments below. But more than that, I want you to take a moment and ask yourself why you chose your answer. What does that say about your approach to aging? And what small habit could you start today to make your life better tomorrow? I believe in the power of community. I believe that when we share our thoughts, our questions, and our stories, we all learn and grow together. That's why I'm asking you to comment, to engage with me and with others who are on the same path to healthy aging. Your voice matters. Your experience matters. And together, we can create a space where we not only talk about healthy aging but actually live it. I also want to encourage you, if you found this video helpful, to consider subscribing to this channel. By doing so, you'll be helping to support the creation of more content that focuses on practical, actionable tips for aging well. But it's not just about subscribing for the sake of numbers, it's about supporting a movement. A movement that encourages all of us to take charge of our health, to stop waiting for tomorrow, and to start living better today. Every time you subscribe, you're showing that this message is making a difference, and that means more than I can express. So, before I leave you today, I want to leave you with one final thought. Healthy aging isn't about waiting for something to change. It's about choosing to take action, choosing to embrace the power of small habits that build up over time. It's about making today the first step toward a healthier, more fulfilling future. And I'm excited to be on this journey with you. Remember, it's never too late. The time to start is now. I look forward to hearing from you in the comments below. What small habit have you started today? What does it mean to you, and how will it shape your future? Let's continue this journey together. Let's share, learn, and grow, because healthy aging isn't just about surviving, it's about thriving, no matter what age we are. As we reach different stages in life, it's easy to fall into the trap of believing that aging is a process of inevitable decline. After all, society often paints a picture of aging that is synonymous with weakness, loss of independence, and a decline in health. We're constantly bombarded with advertisements for miracle pills, fancy anti-aging treatments, and new diets that promise to reverse the clock. But after many years of practicing medicine and studying the human body, I've come to realize that aging doesn't have to be a downhill journey. In fact, it can be one of the most enriching periods of life, filled with opportunities for growth, fulfillment, and vitality. The key, as I've discovered, lies not in searching for quick fixes or fleeting solutions, but in adopting a set of simple, scientifically proven habits that, when practiced consistently, have the power to not only slow down the aging process, but actually improve the quality of life as we age. These habits are not about chasing perfection or trying to defy time. They are about making intentional choices every day that honor our bodies, our minds, and our spirits. The habits I've shared with you: walking daily, eating nutrient-rich foods, keeping the mind active, staying strong, building social connections, and getting sufficient sleep are not complicated. They don't require extraordinary effort or expensive treatments. They simply require consistency and a willingness to embrace the small, daily steps that add up to meaningful change over time. These habits are the foundation for healthy aging, and they are within everyone's reach. Perhaps the most important lesson I've learned is this: it's not age that makes us weak, it's our habits. If we fall into the trap of neglecting our bodies and minds, if we stop moving, stop thinking, stop nourishing ourselves, and stop connecting with others, then, yes, aging can feel like a slow decline. But if we choose to take small actions every day, no matter how minor they may seem, they can keep us strong, independent, and joyful, no matter what age we are. It's also important to remember that it's never too late to start. So many people wait until they're feeling the effects of aging, feeling tired, sluggish, or disconnected before making changes. But the truth is, the earlier we start, the better. Small habits practiced over time can yield incredible results, but it's never too late to begin. Whether you're in your 50s, 60s, or beyond, there is always room for improvement, and every small change you make will have a profound impact on your health and well-being. Take a moment to think about your own life. What habits have you formed that support your health? What habits have you neglected? It's never too late to make a change. Whether it's going for a short walk every day, cutting back on processed foods, reading more to engage your mind, or making time for meaningful social interactions, these small changes can make all the difference in how you feel, how you age, and how you live. The most profound lesson from all of this is that the power to live a healthier, more vibrant life is in your hands. You have the ability to shape your future, and you can start today. Don't wait for the perfect time. Don't wait for things to get worse. Start now with the smallest of steps. Over time, those steps will become a path, and that path will lead to a future filled with vitality, joy, and the freedom to live on your own terms. As you think about these habits and how they can be applied to your life, I want to ask you a simple question to encourage reflection and interaction. What is one small habit you can start today that will help you age with strength, vitality, and purpose? It could be something as simple as taking a walk every day, eating more vegetables, or picking up a book to read. Whatever it is, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Please, take a moment to share your answer in the comments below. Your response might inspire someone else who is on the same journey. And if you found this content helpful and meaningful, I encourage you to subscribe to this channel. Your support means the world to me, especially as I continue to share the knowledge and wisdom I've accumulated over the years. If you feel compelled, I also ask for your support through donations. Whether big or small, your contribution helps me continue to create valuable content that can positively impact people's lives. I'm in my later years, and I continue to work not for financial gain, but because I genuinely want to share what I've learned to help others. Your support, through subscribing or donating, allows me to keep producing content that empowers others to live healthier, happier lives. Every little bit counts, and it motivates me to keep going and to offer more value to you. Remember, aging isn't a decline, it's an opportunity. And you have the power to make this stage of your life your best yet. Let's walk this journey together, step by step. Thank you for being a part of this community, and I look forward to hearing your thoughts in the comments below.